In part two on our series on the Crosman 2300T, we wanted to talk a little bit about velocity and performance, both with and without the Crosman factory spacer being in place in the valve. As we talked about before, typical Crosman CO2 valve looks like that. In the event, or in the case of the 2300T and 2300S, an additional component's been added which reduces the volume inside the gas chamber here and thus uses less gas per shot. Side effect of that is a reduction in volume. When we looked at this pistol over the Crony with the spacer in place, we were seeing an average of 470 feet per second, a high of 491 and a low of 454. We did get an enormous number of shots, put 28 of them over the Crony to get this data. Standard deviation was 10.4 feet per second. So that was real good. We were using RWS Diabolo Basics. They are a 7-gram wide cutter. When we removed the spacer, we saw an average for another 28 shots of 543 feet per second, which obviously we bumped up quite a bit in velocity and power. However, it was obvious that we had reduced our shot count to probably in the neighborhood of 35 or 45 useful shots, and not the 40, 60, maybe 60 plus shots we were seeing with the spacer in place. This is actually a re-record of a video that I shot yesterday. When I went to put the spacer back into this pistol so it'd be in the original condition, I went ahead and filmed the disassembly and reassembly process so that people could learn and be familiar with how to do these things. Unfortunately, that video did not come out. So if there's interest, and I'm thinking there probably will be, I'll go ahead and make a separate video on how to take apart and tune these pistols. While I was in there, I did a couple of things, one of which was to go ahead and polish the hammer, if you will. I would call it, yeah, I guess hammer is technically correct. I was going to say striker, but we polished the hammer in here as there were a lot of machine marks still on it, and it was pretty rough. So went ahead and polished up the travel areas. And while we were inside, I took the liberty of replacing the Crosman standard breech, or not breech, but bolt, which looks like this right, oops, sorry about that. Looks like this right here. Went ahead and replaced that. Let me readjust. Went ahead and replaced this standard factory part, which works just fine, with a custom bolt that was made for me by Mountain Air. And what you'll see is an extended and thinned bolt probe pushing the pellet further past the transfer port to get better airflow going in, and then the actual diameter of the stainless probe has been reduced to get better airflow around it as well. Initially when I made the video yesterday, I said I didn't expect a huge improvement from the bolt, but I kind of stand corrected. I have had other people shoot it. This operates so much more precisely. It fits tightly, and I believe we're seeing an increase in performance. So I have not cronied it since we replaced that bolt, but I was thinking I'd go ahead and do that today as well. So thanks a lot for staying tuned. I will add some accuracy information and some video that we shot out at the range, and I will look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Hey, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.